Shalom is Shalom. Barakatha Yahawah, Barakatha Yahawashi, Barakatha Yahawah, Barakatha Yahawashi, Barakatha Yahawah, Barakatha Yahawashi. Call Halalyam, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Qadashka, Mamanya, Qadashka, Rawchaa, Malapanyaka, Tha La Salakanya, Bahasham, Bahasham, Shemai, Yasharala, Yahawah, Halalyam, Yahawah, Achad, Tuab, Amen. Today's lesson is sorrows. And we're going to the time right now where it is plenty of sorrow. And I've been meditating on it for a few days. I've been meditating on and a lot of prayer, and I'm not gonna lie to you, partaking in some of the grapes, some of the wine, heavily. Then some fasting, a lot of reading. I went through all of Exodus the other day, and matter of fact, it was yesterday, and just kind of, and also Hebrews, but just meditating and then looking at the elder apostles' epistles, looking at the elder brother Malcolm, his epistle, because he has some back to back good ones, and looking at the elder brother Yahawah's how he was on fire, and then looking at the elder brother Ram's his video epistles, and then just the brothers who right now on fire right now. Me myself, I just been in meditation mode, really being in a heavy prayer, and trying to get in a certain vibe with nature, a lot of looking up in the sky, looking for signs and wonders, and more of a exhortation to oneself, but really kind of happy to a point to where how my family, my wife, my children, my mother stays with me. I take care of her. She, my mother, my how the spirit has kind of overwhelmed the house with knowledge, and it's increasing because they see what's going on and making some adaptations, to prophecy, and which is a blessing, but at the same time, it's plenty of sorrow because with knowledge, when knowledge increases, so shall sorrow increase. Roughly paraphrasing. And matter of fact, we're gonna get to that scripture. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1:18. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1:18. Ecclesiastes 1:18. It's just been a lot going on, man. A lot going on. You got ancient provocateurs, and you got civil unrest. You got people, you got these spiritual demons that are really attacking people full-fledged. You got the presence of the enemy is on this earth. And it's all something. It could be and it's been overwhelming for me. I couldn't sleep. A lot of brothers were speaking on sleep paralysis, and and how you're fighting demons in your sleep, or you haven't been where you're not able to sleep. You're suffering from sleep apnea or whatnot. I think if that's the right word. that's what's kind of been going on with me for the last few days. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. 1 and 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth in sorrow. So once you increase in the knowledge, and knowledge is the wisdom, knowledge is the understanding. When you increase in that, you increase in sorrow, and sorrow is pain. Sorrow is sometimes depression. Sorrow is, being lament, you start to think about the things that's going on, and sometimes you over process it. But you gotta have a spirit on you to kind of fight through that and neglect it, because it'll overwhelm you, it'll consume you, because we're dealing with, a higher power. We're dealing with principalities and powers of darkness. So you have to be able to, you have to have a righteous balance. You have to be able to balance the two, and it's hard to do it in this state, in these weak vessels that we're in. But, you have to be able to control it, you know what I mean? And not get in a certain state, when it starts to boil down, because we see things are ramping up speedily. Prophecy is moving at an all-time high, so it will behoove you to be in the spirit. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to be more of an exhortation epistle, because right now it's truly time for that in the spirit. To be in a warrior's mentality, but it needs to be magnified, and it needs to be, it needs to be covered, for lack of a better term, with the spirit, like Yahawashi, being an austere man, but using balance, not, being aggressive or being upright, and being ready for anything, but not initiating anything, violence, so to speak, being too harsh to where, you detour yourself from the ultimate goal, which is prophecy, and prophesying, which is predicting the thing, things of old, that's what we do. We're obligated to speak of the, of things of old times. And that's what we're made and we're fit to do for this time, is prophecy, and that's also can bring sorrow, because to know the truth, to know the knowledge and have the wisdom, it can be overwhelming when you know that the Most High is, when the power is in absolute control of everything, and all you can do is really wait it out, and you have to patiently wait, which is long suffering through these straits, the straits of difficulties, and it's gonna get difficult. And I think that's the overwhelming part, when the difficulties on the horizon. You understand what I'm saying? Let's read Ecclesiastes 1 and 18 one more time. Let's go to start at 17. And I gave my heart, which is your mind, lob, to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this is vexation of spirit. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow. So we're able to dictate madness. We're able to dictate folly, which is foolishness. We're able to decipher these things through the Holy Spirit. And then not just that, when you notice your people, most of them who are 2/3, that you kind of lose lackluster for. But just Israel in general, it could be depressing. Especially if it's people that you're close to, or people that you know of, to be in a certain state of mind, and then to see what's going on in the world today, just to see the violence. You can see, these demons are on these people, and it's a very hard pill to swallow, from day to day, because this is what we look at day to day, as you become a watchman, as you become, a prophet, as you become, a preacher, a pastor, which is a teacher, to look at the times and put them all together, into prophecy, and to watch prophecy unfold, on each level, because each brother, each Akim, is they send different news and different different scenarios, back to back to back to back. So you looking at all the signs of the times simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? Back to back to back. And that could be sorrowful. You know what I mean? To look at this hell, which is, hell on earth. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what this place is. Hell on earth. Let's go to Genesis 3 and 17, shall we? Genesis 3 and 17. Genesis chapter 3, 17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Let's read that again. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. So we're going through the sorrows that's been prophesied even since our forefather Adam, which is a straight connection or adaptation to us, which is symbolic for us, Israel, the elect. And when you see and to have this knowledge, which is the fruit of the tree, which is the knowledge, once you're able to decipher these things, once you have the eye salve and your eyes is open, you have ears to hear, you're able to understand and hearken, listen to the Most High Yahawah. Things start to become, that's where the sorrow begins, and you start to feel a certain way. Then you get over it, and then sometimes it comes back because you see the way, the way the earth is being handled, pollution, the food is messed up, the depopulation talk, and, people, this, the mark of the beast, and these the vaccines, and just mental bond. Then to witness and to look at with mental bondage from a people is it's an abomination, and that can cause sorrow, But to have, if you're not knowledgeable about it, then you think this is just, a fluke or something that we're going to get over. Or you could just lose your mind in general, become reprobate, But to look at it every day, that's where constant prayer from your power. You need prayer from you, and you need to go to your power and get a source so you can be able to, overcome any obstacle that comes in your way. So you won't feel burdened, and even though we carry the burdens, and and it's cursed, we're cursed to carry a burden, the Lord Yahawashi Hamashiach will lighten your load, for lack of a better term. Let's go to Psalms 13:2. Psalms 13:2. Psalms 13:2. Psalms 13:2. I'm just flowing off the spirit, man. Flowing off the spirit. like I said, watching all the stuff transpire, it's crazy. Let's go to 13:2. How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? Let's read that again. How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? And these is the things that we're looking at every day, because we're looking at the power of the left hand, and which is commanded and sanctioned by Yahawah, through Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and the torment that's going on, and the control that one has over an entire world. Understand? Understand what I'm saying? So, that's what we constantly we constantly harp on, and we constantly we go to Yahawah with, asking him daily, what can we do? How long do we have to go through this suffering? And that's where meditation and prayer come in, because it's more than needed right now at this point in time. Let's go to John 16:6. John 16:6. John 16:6. John 16:6. Like I said, I'm just flowing through the spirit. Wherever the wind blowing, I'm going. This I didn't really, this lesson kind of came up. I wasn't. It was inspired by what's going on today, and in these days and times, the sign of the time. So it was inspired, to do this because of how I was feeling through the spirit. Kind of, having just a sorrowful feeling. So I just want to put it on wax, because I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one who feels downtrodden because of the things that are happening and taking place in the world right this moment. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to John 16:6. But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. That's Yahawashi Hamashiach speaking. Let's read that again. But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. Your heart meaning life. Sorrow has filled your mind. So your heart meaning life. Your heart meaning your mind. So sorrow, with these words being spoken through the gospel, this living water, and us being able to decipher it and break it down and be knowledgeable about the signs of the times, and consistently and persistently looking into prophecy and the adaptation and connection and the symbology of it, of what's going on in the world. We become sorrow at heart. We become sorrow at mind. Mind meaning heart. So we become sorrowful. So you can become vexed. Vexation in the spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go to Hosea 8:10. Hosea 8:10. Hosea 8:10. It's a righteous balance. You must know and understand these things, but you got to take the good with the good and the bad with the bad. It's a righteous balance, and that's where we have to become austere, or we have to become, who you truly are, and that's being an angel. That's being, numb. You have to learn how to become numb in these times, so you don't let things affect you in a certain manner. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the only way to get through. Only way. Use less emotion, more logic. Let's less emotion, more logic. Let's go to Hosea 8 and 10. Hosea 8 and 10. And it says, Yea, though they have hired among the nations, now will I gather them, and they shall sorrow a little for the burden of the king of princes. Let's read that again. Yea, though I have hired among the nations, now will I gather them, and they shall sorrow a little for the burden of the king of princes. So, we have been put into a place of being cursed. We've been hired to go through the trials and the tribulations. We have been put in a place of torment, lamentations, woe. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that we have to endure. This is something we must endure. And then showing sorrow, showing a sort of a pain until the princes, till the king of princes come, and that's Yahawashi Hamashiach. Saying who's the king of the princes being us, the 12 tribes of Israel, Yasharallah. He is a prince of the power, and this is what we must do. We must endure to the end, and that's to be knowledgeable is a beautiful thing, because if you know this, then you're able to, adapt and adjust and increase in knowledge and increase in strength and faith. And then you're able to block the wiles of the devil. And you can be able to concentrate and know that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the ultimate savior, and the ultimate sacrifice, and the ultimate shield that will cover you, with the blood for you to endure, all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying? That is the key, because there is nothing else that can help you, and that will strengthen your faith tenfold. Let's go to Revelations 1 and 3. Revelations 1 and 3. Revelations 1 and 3. Revelations 1, 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Let's read that again. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Let's read that one more time. Blessed is he that readeth, that is the scriptures, the book, the words of Yahawashi Hamashiach, the beginning, the end, the Alpha, the Omega, the entirety of the book. And they that hear the words, those that are been enlightened, those that have the ears to hear, the eyes out to see, that have been quickened, who have been awoken to this beautiful gospel, and keep those things which are written therein. So you must keep these things, which is law, statutes, commandments. Keep these things written therein, and prophecy. Let's not forget that, first and foremost. For the time is at hand, and the time is at hand, and the time is now. You understand what I'm saying? So if we keep these things in the righteousness, we shall not fail. You understand what I'm saying? We should not fail, and we should not continue to live in sorrow. It's a temporary thing. It's temporal, and you're going to feel it for a little while. You'll feel these things for a little while, but they only last so long, but you got to feel it, and you got to endure it, so you could become stronger. You become stronger if you endure, It's just like going to the gym and working out, eating a healthy diet, getting buff, getting swole, getting strong, and perfecting your craft. You got to endure that pain and that torment of not eating what you want to eat, some zuzus and wham whams and gumdrops and jujubes and drinking gallons of fruit punch and soda. You gotta drink water, alkaline water. You gotta drink orange juice. You gotta drink lemon juice. You gotta fast. You gotta eat, less carbs. You gotta eat, less fat. You gotta eat protein. You gotta do all this stuff. Then you gotta hit the weight pile. You gotta, and you gotta, run your laps. You gotta jog. You gotta sprint. You gotta curl. You gotta bench press. You do all these things and endure that pain and suffering to become solid in the end, to become a rock, nurtured. That's what being in this word is, being nurtured in the word, so you could become whole. You understand what I'm saying? Just a quick impromptu. I like to give that double honors to my elder and apostles who speak this truth and sincerity, who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim, spread abroad, spread this fire. And blessings to the sisters, the Aquaf listening and learning, the sisters loyal to the soil. Shalom Israel, Kwam Yasharala, rise Israel. Let's not be in sorrow. Let's not be in sorrow. Let's exhortation, upliftment. Love Yahawah, Yahawashi, like they love you. Shalom Israel, Kwam Yasharala. Gird up your loins.